Karma strikes. All those people who try to break you, who try to erase you from their lives, like you were nothing more than a bad habit they finally decided to quit. They are not laughing anymore. They are not walking around with that smug look on their face like they got away with something. They are sitting in the dark right now, staring at their phone, trying to figure out how the hell they got here. And here's the part that's really going to mess with your head. They are thinking about you. Actually, they are not just thinking about you, they are wondering if you'd ever pick up if they called. Let me paint you a picture that's going to hit a little too close to home. You are walking through a grocery store on a Tuesday afternoon, just trying to get some basic stuff. And you see them. Not them, but someone who looks like them. Same walk, same way they tilt their head when they are reading a label, same energy. And your stomach drops, your palms get a little sweaty, your brain goes into this weird slow motion mode where everything feels like it's happening underwater. That's trauma. Hold on. That's the residue they left behind. But here's what you don't realize yet. While you have been carrying that weight, they have been carrying something way heavier. They have been carrying the slow, creeping, undeniable realization that they made the biggest mistake of their life. See, here's the thing about people who think they can just discard someone like they are sweeping out a dead battery. They don't understand how connection works. They think love is like a vending machine. Put in the right amount of effort, hit the right buttons, and out comes exactly what you ordered. But real connection, and you know that, real connection, the kind that actually means something, that's more like a tree growing in your backyard. You don't notice it day to day. You don't appreciate the roots spreading underground, the way it just quietly does its thing, quietly, providing shade, holding the soul together, being this constant, steady presence. And then one day you decide you want something different, something flashier, something that looks better on Instagram. So you cut that tree down. At first, you feel great. You've got all this new space. You can plan something exotic, something that's going to impress the neighbors. But then the rain comes and there is nothing holding the ground anymore. The soil starts washing away. The foundation of your house starts cracking. And suddenly you realize that tree wasn't just some random plant. It was the only thing keeping your whole world from falling apart. That's what's happening to them right now. They cut you down. They replaced you with something that looked better on the surface. And now the rain is coming. Now everything they thought was solid is starting to shift and crack and crumble. And they have no idea what to do about it. Let me take you deeper into this because I want you to feel every layer of what's actually going on. Imagine you are in a relationship or a friendship or even a work situation where someone made it clear you were no longer needed. They pulled the rug out from under you. They made you feel small, made you question your worth, made you wonder if maybe you really were the problem. You replayed every conversation in your head, looking for where you went wrong. You started changing yourself. Yes, trying to become whatever it was they apparently wanted, but couldn't articulate. You bent yourself into all these uncomfortable shapes, trying to be enough. And still they walked away. They made it look effortless. They made it look like you were the one holding them back. Like you were the dead weight they finally had the courage to drop. And for a while you believed it. Yeah, for a while you watched them from a distance, watched them with their new person, their new life, their new everything. And you felt like you were drowning. You felt like you were the one who lost, like they were out there winning, and you were just left in the rubble trying to figure out where all the pieces went. That feeling, that hollow, gut-wrenching feeling that you were not enough, that you were replaceable, that you could be swept out like an old phone battery. That feeling is the most isolating thing in the world. It's standing in a crowded room and feeling completely invisible. It's lying in bed next to someone and feeling miles apart. Is that moment when you realize the person you trusted the most wasn't who you thought they were. But here's what you couldn't see from where you were standing. You couldn't see the cracks forming in their new facade. You couldn't see the late night arguments. You couldn't see the moment their new person looked at them the same way they used to look at you. Yeah, with that flicker of doubt, that question mark hanging in the air. You couldn't see the way they started scrolling through old photos. Not because they were sentimental, but because something felt off, and they were trying to remember when things actually felt right. You couldn't see the knock on their stomach when they realized their new situation was starting to feel exactly like the one they ran from. Because here is the thing about running. You can change your location, you can change your partner, you can change your whole damn life, but you cannot outrun yourself. And the person they were, the person who could betray someone who loved them, the person who could look you in the eye and walk away like it was nothing. That person didn't change. They just found a new set of eyes to look into. Yeah, they just found a new person to lie to, a new person to disappoint, a new person to eventually realize isn't the solution to their emptiness. And that emptiness, that hollow, gaping void they have been trying to fill with external validation, with new relationships, with shiny distractions. It's still there. It's always been there. And it's getting harder and harder to ignore. So right now, while you were sitting there thinking about them, wondering if they even remember your name, they are sitting somewhere else thinking about you. Not with pity, not with regret exactly, at least not yet. They are thinking about you because something in their new, perfect life feels wrong. It feels hollow. It feels like they are going through the motions of happiness without actually feeling any of it. And they are really trying to figure out why. They're trying to convince themselves that it's just a phase, that they just need more time, that eventually this new thing will feel as real as what they had with you. But it will not. It will not, because real isn't something you can manufacture. Real isn't something you can recreate with the right lighting and the right filters and the right words. Real happens when you show up as yourself, when you're willing to be vulnerable, when you are willing to work through the hard stuff instead of running from it. They didn't do that with you. They took the easy way out. They convinced themselves that the problem was you, that you were the obstacle to their happiness. That if they could just find someone new, someone better, someone who didn't know their flaws and their patterns and their broken promises, then everything would magically fall into place. And for a little while, it seemed like it was working. For a little while, they got that dopamine hit, that thrill of newness, that feeling of being desired by someone who still thought they were amazing. But the novelty wears off. It always does. And what you are left with is the same person, the same flaws, the same inability to be present, the same fear of real intimacy, the same patterns. They swore they'd never repeat. Now they are starting to see it. They are starting to feel the ground shift beneath them. Their new relationship is starting to show its cracks, and they don't know how to fix it because they never learned how to fix anything. They only learned how to live. They only learned how to start over, how to reinvent themselves, how to pretend that the past doesn't exist. But the past doesn't go away just because you refuse to look at it. It sits there in the background waiting, and eventually it catches up. And when it catches up, it's going to be brutal. It's going to hit them in ways they never expected. They are going to wake up one morning and realize that the person they are with doesn't actually know them. They are going to realize that they traded depth for distraction, that they swapped substance for surface, that they gave up something real for the illusion of something better. And the worst part, the absolute worst part, is that they are going to know exactly who to blame. They are going to know that you were the only one, the one who actually saw them, actually accepted them, actually loved them despite all their flaws. And they are going to know that they threw that away. That's the moment karma really hits. Not with a lightning bolt, not with some dramatic public downfall, not with some cinematic moment where they fall to their knees begging for forgiveness. Actually, maybe. Karma works in quieter, more devastating ways, usually. It's the 2 a.m. thoughts they cannot escape. It's the comparison they cannot stop making between their new person and you. It's the realization that they have no one to blame but themselves. It's the slow awareness that they had it. They had something real and they let it go for nothing. And then because the universe has a twisted sense of humor, yes, they are going to think about reaching out. They are going to wonder if they still have a chance. They are going to try to find a way back in, a way to undo what they did, a way to make you see that they have changed, that they understand now, that they made a mistake. They understand now. They are going to be standing there, head in hand, looking at you like you are the only hope. You, the person they broke. You, the person they replaced. You, the person they made you feel like you were nothing. They are going to come to you, not because they suddenly respect you, but because they have run out of other options, because the shining you thing turned out to be hollow, because the distraction wore off, because they realized that the only person who ever actually made them feel whole was the only one they walked away from. And they are going to need something from you. Yeah. They're going to need your forgiveness, your validation, your time, your precious energy, your attention. They are going to need you to make them feel better about the mess they have made of their life. And here's where the real turning point comes in. Here is where you get to decide who you are going to be. And you are going to be the person who's still waiting, still hoping, still holding space for someone who didn't hold space for you. Are you going to be the person who gets that little thrill of validation when they finally come crawling back? Are you going to let them back in? Let them disrupt your peace? Let them make you feel needed and important and special again? Or are you going to look at them, really look at them and see them for exactly who they are? Someone who only values you when they need something from you. Because here's the truth you need to hear. This is the moment that actually matters. Not the moment they left. Not the moment you felt your heart shatter. Not any of those dark nights when you couldn't see a way forward. This moment, right here, the moment they realize they need you and you realize you don't need them. This is the moment everything shifts. This is where you find out if you have actually healed or if you have just been waiting for them to come back. This is where you prove to yourself once and for all that your worth isn't determined by whether someone else wants you. Your worth is determined by you. It's determined by how you treat yourself, how you hold yourself, how you refuse to settle for people who only show up when they need something. And the most powerful thing you can do right now is to look at them. Just look at them, really see them with all their flaws and all their desperation. And just say no. Not with anger, not with bitterness, not with any of that stuff that's going to keep you tied to them. Just a quiet, calm, centered no. And that no comes from a place of knowing your own value. A no that says, I am not your backup plan. I am not your emotional support animal. I am not your safety net. I'm not your last resort when everything else falls apart. And no that says, I moved on. No, because I stopped caring, but because I started caring about myself more. That's the turning point. That's the moment karma really delivers. Not when they suffer, not when they experience the same pain they caused to you, but when you finally realize that you don't need them. You don't need their validation. You don't need their approval. You don't need their love. You don't need anything from them at all. And that realization, that complete and total independence is the most liberating thing in the world. So yes, karma strikes. Yes, they are going to come to you. Yes, they are going to need you, your help, your energy, your time. But you are not their hope. You are not their anything. You are your own hope. You are your own future, your own path. And the turning point isn't when they realize they made a mistake. It's when you realize you are no longer waiting for them to figure it out. It's when you stop looking back and start moving forward. It's when you look in the mirror and see someone who survived, someone who grew, someone who became stronger because of what they went through. You have been carrying this weight for so long, and you've been wondering if you were enough, if you could have done something different, if you could have been better, smarter, more patient, more understanding. You have been replaying every moment, searching for where it all went wrong. And you have been waiting for them to see it, waiting for them to regret it, waiting for them to come back and make it all better. But they are not going to make it better. They cannot. Only you can do that. Only you can decide that you are done waiting. Only you can decide that you have given enough, sacrificing enough, hoped enough. Only you can decide that it's time to let go. And when you do let go, when you really truly let go, something amazing happens. The weight leaves, the fog clears. You start to see that person who betrayed you was never the person you thought they were. They were just someone who couldn't meet you where you were, couldn't give you what you needed, couldn't be the person you deserved. And that's not your fault. It was never your fault to begin with, in the first place. You were never the problem. The problem was that you were trying to build something with someone who didn't know how to build, someone who only knew how to take, how to use, how to live. And now look at where you are. Look at how far you've come. You've been through something that would have broken most people, and you are still standing, you are still here, you are still breathing, you are still capable of love, of trust, of hope, yeah. And that's not weakness, that's strength, that's resilience, that's the kind of thing that cannot be broken, no matter how hard someone tries. The turning point isn't when they come back. It's when you realize, I'm going to repeat that part, it's beautiful, you don't care if they do. It's when you wake up in the morning and go an entire day without thinking about them. It's when you laugh with friends and mean it. It's when you look at someone new and actually feel a spark of interest. It's when you start planning a future that doesn't include them. It's when you realize that the person who broke you is now completely irrelevant to your happiness, although you're not broken. And let me tell you something else. When that happens, when you reach that place of true indifference, they will feel it. They will feel the shift. They will sense that they have lost you for good, that there is no coming back, that they have burned that bridge completely. And that, more than anything, is what will haunt them. Not your anger, not your sadness, not your attempts to make them jealous. None of that. It's your complete and total peace. It's your ability to move on without them. It's your life, your joy, your success, all happening without them as the main character. So stop worrying about them. Stop checking their page. Stop wondering if they're happy. I know you do that. Stop wondering if they miss you. Stop waiting for some cosmic sign that they are getting what they deserve. They are already getting it. They are already living with the consequences of their choices. They are already feeling the emptiness they tried to run from. And they are already starting to realize that the person they thought was replaceable wasn't replaceable at all. You were never replaceable. You were never the one who lost. You were never the one who needed to be fixed or changed or made better. You were exactly who you needed to be. And the people who couldn't see that, the people who walked away, the people who tried to break you, they were the ones who were missing something. They were the ones who didn't know how to value what was right in front of them. They were the ones who confused novelty for value, excitement for love, distraction for fulfillment. And now they are learning the hard way, the painful way, the way that doesn't let you take it back or do it over. They are learning that when you throw away something real, you don't get to just go back up. They are learning that bridges burn for a reason, and you cannot rebuild them just because you are cold. They are learning that the person they left behind wasn't a chapter. You were the whole book. And they are stuck reading the parts they skipped over, trying to figure out where it all went wrong. But you've already turned the page. You've already started a new chapter. You are writing something different now, something better, something that doesn't include them. And the beauty of it, you don't even have to try. You don't have to seek revenge. No, you don't have to hope they suffer. You don't have to do anything but keep living your life. Keep growing, keep becoming the person you were always meant to be. Because that's the best revenge of all. Not making them pay, but making them irrelevant. Not proving them wrong, but proving to yourself that you were always right. Not winning the battle against them, but winning the battle against your own doubt, your own fear, your own pain. So here's where you stand right now, in this moment. The people who tried to break you, tried to break you are coming back. They are going to need you, want you, reach for you. They are going to realize that you were the best thing that ever happened to them. And you get to decide what that means. You get to decide if they get another chance, another moment, another ounce of your energy. But here's what I hope you choose. I hope you choose you. I hope you choose your peace, your growth, your future. I hope you choose to look at them with compassion, to wish them well, to wish them well, and to close that door. Because some doors need to stay closed. Some chapters need to stay finished. And some people need to learn what they lost. Not because you tried to teach them, universe, but because life has a way of teaching us all what we took for granted. This is your turning point. This is where you become the person who doesn't need, the person who broke them. This is where you become the person who realizes they were never the victim. They were always the price. And this is where you walk away, not in anger, not in pain, but in peace. Complete, undeniable, unshakable peace. That's what karma really looks like. Not punishment, not suffering, not some grand cosmic reckoning. Just peace. Your peace. The kind of peace that makes the people who tried to break you, realize they never really mattered. And that, more than anything, is the most powerful thing you will ever experience